Hello, it's Patrick Houston here. So I talk an awful lot about the hook because the way that the string fingers hook the string and the way you're connected to the bow, obviously the front end is very important. Watch out for a major announcement coming on this shortly. But the way that the rear fingers hook the string is very important. Today I'm going to be doing 240 draws. So I'm going to be setting my hook 240 times followed by, setting my hook followed by a draw 240 times. So you will see over and over again the specific pattern which I'm trying to train into my cerebellum, the bit of your brain back here that habituates movement patterns, but also the physical tissue itself so that it strengthens in the correct way. So just to go over what I do with my hook, my fingers come diagonally across the string. I don't try and grab straight, and I definitely don't use all three fingers evenly. So I come in diagonally. I actually train beginners only to shoot with two because that allows the hand to relax and stretch out. The correct shape develops and then very quickly you can add in the third for stability. But I get the two coming across diagonally, not straight. I come diagonally across it like this, and then I hook up. Hook my string fingers round, and then that is my hook. Okay, so we're going to go 240 times. I will try counting as well, and whilst doing this I will be focusing on nasal breathing, using only my nose. My mouth may be open occasionally at times, but it is never breathing. The mold exposure that I'm exposed to too often means that I'm consistently reminded to never breathe through my mouth because I want the cilia, the hairs in my nose, to filter it. So I will be consistent, and if you notice carefully while I talk, I close my mouth and breathe through my nose whilst speaking as well. So anyway, nasal breathing, breathing down to here. Side ribs, lateral ribs expanding sideways whilst I do it. Now, I'm going to set my foot position, and then we're going to start draws. I'm trying to put the force forward on the outside of my arms by hooking backwards. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 20. Notice this tattoo, I'm at 34. This tattoo clicks out, and that's the rollover wrist. $40. 50. I'm going to focus a little more on the serratus anterior pull across the middle, pulling the shoulder down with the lat and pulling with the serratus rather than just rolling over, because it's very easy to come over. 150. $60. That's 70, by the way. It's 100. So hopefully you can see the inside out shoulder setting inside the shot there, where I push over and down, but keeping the bottom corners not just come over, it's pushing in and down using the serratus anterior to pull the whole head of the humerus and the whole shoulder unit in and down towards this hip here. If I stand here, you should be able to see fairly well. We're at 100. You can pay close attention to how I use my thumb in the grip. This jelly bow, very nice simple grip, quite plain, flat, wide, thin even, just like that. Relax, rolled over, stretched out wrist. And then pushing forward, either side's balance, 120. Halfway there. Harder than I'd thought, but it's just light lactic burn, can definitely keep wearing. That's 136. So about 146. Do you see that last little bit? Just as I come into anchor, my rear elbow kind of flicks up behind me. That's called the transfer. It's the transfer of the last bits of tension. You can do it by relaxation. You'll see some Korean archers draw with quite a square hand, hit their face, and then stretch out, allowing that kind of spirally flick of the back elbow going over. 146. If I slow it down, just there, that little bit. And 50. $160. $170. Ooh. Get some good burn going now. So you can see the path of the elbow there. This is land 2, this section, the posterior delt, just that way of the thumb. Now, because I'm thinking about it, the path hasn't been quite as smooth as it should be the past while, so I'm at 174, 175. Notice I've always got this cocked in knuckles, angled, rotated, cocked in, thumb out, away from the hand. 180, 181. $190, 50 left, 191, 192. Starting to get a little bit of nerve tingle in this hand. $4, $5. That was the good one. $200. So for my last 40 reps, what I'm going to be doing is just grabbing the closest thing to me, grabbing this coat that's on the floor beside me, on the table beside me, on the chair beside me. I'm going to fold it up. Okay, I'm going to make a cushion out of it. You can grab a cushion, do the same thing, put it on the floor, okay? So I've got this on the floor, and then I'm going to stand just so that my big toe and the ball joint just below it is slightly raised, okay? So I'm standing just so that the inside edges are slightly raised. Perfect pitch to uplift you, okay? And then I'm going to be doing my shot on top of that. 40 reps left. These will be careful, controlled, and well executed reps. Just want to make sure I'm coming in underneath, not over. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 236, 237, 238, 239, 240. There you go, 240 reps, give or take. With the jelly bow, practicing my hook, my alignment, my body movement, because light and big volume is a fantastic way to learn any skill. I'd recommend grabbing some bands. I've got a little bow training device I've made here. I've got loads of different ones I use, some with springs, some with stretch bands, and this just means I can practice that carefully controlled shot, or something that's something that I really like doing. This is from Arcor, fantastic company, based in Greece, make phenomenal products. You, some might say. I hope you have a great day. Learn the A-OK.